Hey, lovely family. Welcome to Cooking with Abba. Today I'm going to teach you one good way to make use of your eggs when you buy and they get cracked. Yes, everybody, you go to the market or you buy your eggs, your fresh eggs. Sometimes you get home and then one or two or three are cracked. What do you do when your eggs get cracked? You're not ready to fry egg for chibum, but then you have to preserve it. So one recipe I do with it is the frozen egg stew recipe. So I love seafood, a fancy girl, and you know me. So I have some pre-seasoned and pre-fried um, octopus or squid or any seafood you want to use. Then I have that together with the baby ones. Yes, so the baby squids come in very, very small. This one has the teeth and eye removed. If you want to see how we work on cuttlefish, that's the right name for the ones we have here, cuttlefish. You can check my cuttlefish video. And I think that has over 6,000 views right now. So yeah, it's doing well. Then I've got some fresh shrimps as well, which I'm going to be working with in there. It's a little pre-cooked. Then I've got some vegetables, any of your preference. I've got carrots, onion, and then bell pepper. Then I've got my gravy to make my work easy. You can check my gravy recipe as well. And this is my frozen eggs. Yes. So you realize there's some few eggshells in there. Yes, sometimes you come back and it's cracked. What do? You can't fry all of them and eat all that day. So I'm going to begin by heating my pan. Then I put my gravy in. So this is a 500 ml bowl, microwavable bowl, which I usually partition my gravy into when I make it. It's good to do large batches and you partition it. It saves you a lot of cooking time because if you want to do jollof, you hear any gravy. If you want to do stew, it's just your base to start off with. So I'm just scooping half of it into my pan because I'm not doing so much stew today. But at the end of the day, because this is concentrated, I'm going to be adding water to it. So just half of it is okay for me. That should be like around 250 ml or 1 or 2 cups. Yes. Then I poured in my vegetables and then the seafood. So the baby octopus was actually pre-seasoned and I kept it in the freezer. Usually when I buy my seafoods fresh, I like to pre-season, then I put it into the freezer whenever I want to use either pan fry or do anything I want to do. That saves me more time as well and also helps preserves the taste of the seafood. So yes, I added in some water to form the base in there. And these days, you don't want to also overly cook your meals, else you end up with a very tasty something, but then all your nutrients are gone. So once that goes in, I'm not even going to wait for it to come to a boil. I'm going to put the eggs in so that it takes its time to cook with everything in there. And that's how come the onions and things are all very chunky in there because it's going to take its time to cook. So I'm just going to put the egg in the middle, make sure that the sauce is all around it. Then by the time the stew reduces, the eggs would have been cooked, the vegetables would have been cooked as well. So it's very important to know when to introduce it. It's not necessarily let it cook, because this gravy is cooked. Everything in here is virtually cooked except for the eggs. So I'm just going to add in some salt as well, a bit of salt to help it taste. Now, vegetables, even though there's salt in the gravy, it's not too much, and the eggs need a bit of salt as well. And the vegetables need a bit of salt as well. So I just added in the salt as well. Then I just allowed it to cook over very low heat. You don't want to do this over high heat, else your stew will be reducing, but your eggs may not be fully cooked. So I just let it be and let it cook over very low heat. I was just monitoring to be sure whether it was cooked, but I wasn't done. So I just covered it and I allowed it to just cool off. Now, the thing about the baby squids we have here, or the baby cuttlefish or baby octopus, how you want to call it, is that they are just like the big ones, just that these are smaller. And so these ones, sometimes the handling, if you don't take care, you may have a bit of sand in there. That's the only disadvantage about the baby octopus or baby squid. Unfortunately, I think I didn't video this when I went to the sea market or the beach, the fish market to buy it. So pardon me, but you can watch my cuttlefish or octopus or yes, how you want to call it, video on my channel here as well. So I just stirred it up at this point to make sure that every part of the egg is well disseminated in there as well. As for the egg white, you may not get it too lumpy in there because when things go into the freezer, a bit of moisture goes in. But the egg yolks, they're going to get it like rounded, firm, and deep. So yeah, so I just cook this very low heat, just very low heat. Let it cook by itself. And you realize that everything will come together beautifully and perfectly. And you realize that by the time you are done, the vegetables won't be overly cooked. And because your seafood is also pre-seasoned and kind of cooked, you won't run. Like it's going to taste all blended together in there as well. And all of them would let go of their own flavors into the stew. And so for this, I didn't add any spice or anything in there because the seasoning of the seafood and things all require spices. So I don't need to add in any other spice in here. And this was one tasty stew I really did enjoy. And I did enjoy with some folks as well. I won't mention their names here. So yes, you just do this and then let it simmer for a while. This stew should not take you more than 10 minutes to make. That is the reality. Even though it's very low heat, it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to make because everything is pre-made already and you just jumble them in together. So like I said, let it cook over very small heat. You realize the bubbles are not pop, 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 pop. It's just something mild in there. And you can see the oils have generated on top from the gravy and all these. So this is one simple recipe I'd really love you to try. And then give me your take on it. I think I already shared this in my shorts video as well. So at this point, you can just put off the fire, let it cool down, and then you can transfer into your microwavable bowls and put it in your fridge, or you can pack into your lunch bowl and have for lunch. So I had mine for lunch, yes. My weight loss time, I've just been checking my weight for a while now, and I take things like this because these are super fortified, super rich. And yes, I'm not eating so much. I need to get something solidly healthy in there. See how lumpy this egg stew is. Why in your corner? So I don't con. Okonado. Aha, inti. Or a day be more. Sometimes you have to learn to pamper yourself more. So these are my food bowls or my lunch bowls for work. I love to cook to work. I don't really eat so much out unless it's for a purpose. So usually I cook for work. And this is one way to save some time in the morning if you're going to work and you don't have so much time. It's one simple recipe you can do in there. So you can eat it with any carbohydrates of your choice. And it's just mwah. So yeah, I hope you did like this frozen egg stew recipe. You may have seen it on my shorts or in my shorts, but this is the full detail, full filler in there as well. I hope you do give it a try. I hope you give me your take as well of it. You can use any other protein of your choice to supplement the seafood or to do away with the seafood if you're not a seafood person. Till I see you in the next food video, do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love from my team and I. Mwah.